Hi guys, welcome to episode 2 of this modular build, just a simple realistic kind of station build. So if you haven't seen episode number 1 and you're only just joining us now, basically last episode we built this station, bit of a backstage area as well, nothing too fancy, just quite a simple build. So in this episode I'm going to build the coaster and going to start to theme that coaster area as well. Just some little bits that I've looked at that I'm not 100% happy with. So the path area coming from the entrance, I'm deciding to move that and bring it a bit more back and lower. So you'll see that now. So yeah, I just delete this and kind of remove it completely and bring it towards us a little bit more, and then bring it down. And then I'll just kind of make a start on a bit of a layout of a coaster. I'm not going to fully smooth the coaster, just going to get it as a bit of a placeholder, just so I know where I kind of want it and what kind of shape I want it. And then, yeah, we'll slowly start to theme it. So I'll do this and I'll jump back in a second. So yeah, this is the final outcome. So it's got a bit of a layout going now. I wanted it to be a launch and not a chain lift. I'm just going over smoothing a little bits now, but yeah, you could see that I went for one bit of a layout. I really wasn't happy with how it turned out, so I deleted that full section and redid it. So I've kind of this kind of intimate kind of twist at the start, just smoothing it out now. And then it goes up into a bit of an airtime hill after I've smoothed it. So I'm not 100% smoothing it, I'm just getting it to a half decent smooth, so when I do go over and smooth it all, it won't take as long. So yeah, it'll go over this kind of airtime hill, and then quite a tight turn to the right, into like a half a figure eight kind of downhill loop, and then it'll come up into a little airtime hill again, and then kind of sharply twist towards the left hand side, and that'll go into a kind of I want to say it's a corkscrew, but it's not quite a corkscrew, and it's not quite like a heartline roll or that. It's kind of in between, but it's a custom one. You could use the in-game pieces for your inversions, however it comes as one piece, so if I do want to edit it and change the supports, it's a lot easier to do because I can delete certain sections of the path, the track, to get it exactly how I want it. So I mean, we do take a ride on it in a second, and you'll see that it is this kind of corkscrew barrel roll twist kind of thing. So yeah, it comes out of that and then immediately stays on that same kind of turn. So it comes over and stays and turns to the right, and then it kind of does a few more turns into a bit of a little hill, and then it'll come down into another airtime hill before hitting the brake run back into the station. So as you can see, I haven't put any of the brakes in. There is a reason for that. I've got some block brakes to do. I mean, people do put the block brakes in as they build the coaster. I like to put them in last and then just amend the coaster to accommodate them, really. I just find it easier. I want to make sure that the car makes it through the track, B, that the stats are half decent, and there's no clipping or anything, and try and get that kind of rhythm and speed of the train that I want. Inspiration for this coaster, nothing really. I wanted it quite compact, but also take up a kind of decent size area. So in this middle bit where I'm lifting now is it's quite compact. The train goes over, it goes under, but then the larger areas around the outside are quite spread out into like a cross kind of shape. That's the kind of style and shape I kind of wanted, and you can see I brought it back to this side where I built the kind of backstage area. I should have thought ahead, really, but where we're looking now is technically the front of the station, so this is going to be themed. I think I'm going to do a space IP theme, so whether that, or a sci-fi anyway, so whether that's something like the Terminator. I don't really want to do Star Wars. I feel like that's a bit, cliche kind of thing, but some kind of IP anyways, sci-fi. So I'll theme that front area to be sci-fi, and then this where the coaster is towards the back of the coaster. So as we're taking a ride here, you could probably see that the coaster's not that fast. So I want it to be a little bit faster, a bit more exciting. So I just here get the kind of launch area, and I just turn up the speed a little bit, and then I just lower the friction just ever so slightly, which should push the coaster out a little bit faster, so it does the layout at a bit more of a speed, which brings the excitement up, and also it just doesn't dawdle across the track. So as you can see, as we're doing it, it still obviously needs the smoothing, which I do go back and do little bits, but yeah, I normally do the smoothing at the end when I'm 100% happy with the coaster layout, and get any terrain work done. I like to get the bigger sections in first, so your stations, any terrain work, and maybe a bit of foliage, and anything like that, and then I kind of go back in to do the coaster, and then go back and edit any terrain or anything that might need editing. So yeah, after I finish smoothing these little bits, that's the coaster layout. So like I said, I wanted it a sci-fi kind of feel at this end. So I'm gonna probably start doing that, and then, you know, just editing a bit of terrain. Haven't 100% thought of what I'm gonna do with the theme, and I might not even go sci-fi in the end, but we'll see. I'll just have a quick look at the switch track as well at the station. So as you can see, I've put two kind of tracks in, which isn't technically real. Basically, one piece of track would slide across. So I delete this piece of track and have a little bit of track kind of sticking out the end. So then the other piece of track would technically slide and slot into place. And I've taken off one of these shutters and removed the wall bit, just so it actually looks like the coaster is going into the building. So you'll see that in a second as well. And then, yeah, it's just going to be theming it and doing little touches. So, you know, adding pallets, maybe a forklift kind of truck. It's got the vans already. And then just little bits like the handle for the shutters. And then we're going to start to theme well, at least the front of the building anyways. So you'll see some walls probably coming out, and putting new walls in which will match the theme, whichever I go by. The back I am going to theme because you will see it on the coaster. However, I'm not going to put massive theming because it is a backstage area and you're not going to see too much of it when you're whizzing past on the coaster. And anything that you might see, you know, I can either add trees or some kind of scenery to hide those kind of viewpoints that you might see. And then it'll just be theming and kind of supporting the queue path really. So boxing that in a little bit, and then, you know, having a look at the supports. I mean, it is a very tedious job of custom supports, but you can see that I built with the supports on. That's just so I know where the supports lie at the moment, and I'm not going to custom support the whole thing, because some of the supports are perfectly fine, but any that look a little bit messy, I will just remove them supports and put a kind of more custom support in, which will, you know, sit a lot better and just be less messy basically. And yeah, so that's basically what I'm gonna do. So if you just bear with me a second. So yeah, here we are. So yeah, the shape of the coaster has come together really nicely. Just for now, I've added a few trees just to have a look at some sight lines. So the queue path, you know, I've changed the direction so it comes down and then comes into this kind of cattle pen. Quite a short queue, nothing massive, because this coaster is probably going to have 4 cars running at once. So maybe two cars on the track at all time, with one just departing as the other one enters the station. I've got the block brakes and stuff to fit in, but yeah, pretty happy with that. Like I say, I'm going to go with a kind of space theme. So we'll have a quick look at the stats. So we've got a 7.3, a 4.44 and a 1.16 all in the green for the stats, so I'm pretty happy with that. And we'll give it a quick ride just so you can see how it looks on ride as a POV, and then yeah, I'll explain a little bit more, so just enjoy this POV. So yeah, there's still a little bit of work that needs doing with a bit of smoothing around some of them corners. and obviously the brakes going into the station need to kind of slow down the coaster a little bit more, and then, like I say, a few block brakes just so we can get a few of these cars running at around the track at the same time. I'm just trying to think of the theme. So I'm looking at the terrain, and I feel like we can use the terrain as advantage to have a spacey kind of theme. So just looking at it as well, it's 402 pieces, so I have put it quite near the entrance, so if I did really want, I could move it here, redo the path, and then just use the terrain again, which would be easier because it's all in place. So yeah, I could lower the terrain and bring all that back, but as I probably do that if I ever do use it in a park, just for the purpose of this video, just going to leave it where it is because there is enough space for what I want to do there. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I did say this was going to be a 2-part series. I am going to extend it to a 3-part series. So coaster's in place now, the foundation of the station is built. The next big one in the next episode will be to theme this whole thing. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do it yet, as in how to produce it as a video. I don't know whether to do a bit off camera, do a bit of live building, and then maybe a before and after kind of shot of it, but I'll figure that out as we get to it. But yeah, like I say, I'm pretty happy with how the layout's done. I'm going to do a little bit of custom supporting around some of these messy areas. Not all of it is a tedious job, but yeah, maybe put a little bit of a cover over that bit as well. But that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. So yeah, I hope to see you all in the next episode when we do start to theme this and bring this even more to life. This video went on a little bit longer than expected. The coaster took a little bit longer than expected as well. But yeah, next episode will be definitely the theming and really bring this to life. So hope to see you there. And again, thank you for watching, guys. Much appreciated.